Glad you came.
Guys, glad you came to the museum, looking at all the little placards.
You guys all from out of town?
Look like a bunch of foreigners.
You look like foreigners.
Look like from Detroit.
At least from Ohio, very least. Not far.
Yeah, yeah. Well, guys interested in learning about the Chicago history of Chicago, you guys ran into the right people.
You're the right people. I mean, the museum is great. The exhibits, everything.
Hey, the exhibits are great, the little tiny pictures.
But if you want the dirt,
Real stuff.
you know, the dirt. I mean, this city was built on top of itself. And we're talking about that nitty-gritty when it was built. That nitty-gritty.
See, the two of us as janitors here at the Chicago History Museum of Chicago History. And we'll tell you anything you want to know, because we're shot down until we die down.
Yeah, lifers.
Lifers. This is Rob. He grew up over there. Tell me you grew up there.
I grew up on Ashland Expressway.
Yeah.
No, literally under the expressway. My dad lost his job down at the Ford plant on the south side, and so we just packed up the station wagon and went down to the expressway.
It was a childhood of dreams.
Well, I mean, the salt trucks were fun to play in when, you know, they didn't, you know, in the summertime.
I grew up over there on 131st and Pulaski all the way down there.
Yeah,
don't say nothing bad about the south side, I'll kill you.
She's not kidding. She's not kidding.
Not kidding.
She still keeps her prison shank in her pocket.
That's true. All my cousins are still in the Joliet prison. Do you guys got any questions you want to ask about Chicago?
Yeah, enough about us.
We'll take a few.
Yeah.
We'll take a few. Anything.
I mean, the museum's about to close. Wait, I mean, what do you got to know?
Yeah. I'll tell you anything.
What really happened to the meatpacking industry?
The meatpacking industry over there, down there in the meatpacking industry.
Yeah, full market.
Full market, all that.
And then, you know, the stockyards.
The stockyards. Come on. Yeah, we'll see what really happened there over there now. There was, we're talking like 1920s, you know. Oh, that one guy, Upton St. Clair, wrote that novel about, you know, do they put body parts in the meat that they're packing over there in the jungle? What's happening?
I mean, does anyone really know?
Does anyone want to know what's in your hot dog?
Does anyone really care?
No,
I mean, canned beef is delicious. That's all you got. And it tastes even better with, you know, mustard and celery salt. That's all you really
Celery salt's really all you need to know. And see, the thing about this, it's true. The thing about this then is, so what happened over there, you know, this controversy comes up, people are like, oh, am I eating human parts? That's disgusting. Oh, gross. You know, like a bunch of little whiny babies.
Yeah. Thing about it was, you know, back in the height of the stockyards and all that, there also happened to be a height at that time. You may remember the historical term prohibition. Prohibition.
That's when the alcohol wasn't allowed.
Illegal, which is dumb. But, you know, so during Prohibition years, a little known man, you might have heard of him. You might have heard of a guy called Al Capone.
Al Capone.
This guy?
Yeah, I never heard of this guy. You ever seen about this guy? Probably seen it on a placard.
Yeah, placards all over town about the guy.
Yeah.
You can even buy shot glasses at Jewel with a space on it.
You gotta take all the shots.
So he used to, I mean, he had friends everywhere. High places, low places.
Highs, lows.
And so there may have been a time or two,
Maybe
when he needed to, maybe 3, maybe 6 dozen, when he needed to dispose of certain people, human beings, you know, couldn't always float them out to the lake. I mean, you know, drop them in the river. Yeah, it's stereotypical, drop them in the river.
And you know, there's people up there on their kayaks going up the North Branch. You know, you don't want to be like, I'm kayaking, is that an arm?
And just paddle against our
Nobody wants to do that. So instead, you know, this guy Al Capone over there and that, he would go and take over the bodies and he would bring them over there.
Just say, hey, put this in with the rough roast.
Yeah, throwing them with the roast. I'm too busy eating spaghetti.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that.
That was that.
So that's what happened there. That's what that is.
And then, you know, so they close them down, for, you know, gentrification.
For hygienics reasons or something. So
So,
anyone else got another question about that then?
Chicago. What do you want to know?
Oh,
Yeah.
another one.
When you look way out into Lake Michigan, there's kind of like it looks like a colorful little tent. I'm not talking about Navy here, but way out there.
I know what you're talking
A
about.
colorful little tent. What is that?
You know what I'm talking about? The little tent, you look out there and you're like, is that Ringling? It's not Ringling. It's not a circus. Why would a circus be out in the middle of the lake?
Yeah, who can get there?
Who can
There's
get
no
those
parking.
lake?
There's no parking.
Can the tigers swim? That's a good question. That's a really good question when you just asked this.
Those are the pumping stations, right?
Those are the pumping
Those are the
stations.
water pumping stations.
Those are the pumping
That's
stations.
where Chicago gets its water source. You know, they pump it and then they filter it and send it back mainland. Now, what you probably didn't know.
Probably, I'm not
out there for a while.
Oh.
And someone's genius idea was like, oh, we got this huge body of water, why not use it, you know, for drinking and bathing? You know, it's right there.
People are thirsty. Why don't we get, well, instead, because back in the day, when people wanted water, they had to bring their well buckets to the lake.
Yeah,
Do you imagine walking from Logan Square to the lake? Oh,
It's
it's
really
bad.
So they didn't bathe, it was awful.
It was disgusting.
So,
Oh.
what they did, there's a little guy,
Little
he
guy,
has
little
influence,
kid,
little
little
influence,
guy.
he smokes a guy, Al Capone.
Al Capone.
He had some friends who were local civic engineers, things like that. He was like, guys, listen, what I need is a way that I can get the booze out to boats without having them have to come all the way into harbors, like Belmont Harbor, like all those places. You know, otherwise you got cops waiting there to pinch it.
Cops
So,
are just sitting there like the pigs they are. No offense, I know your brother loves a cop.
it's
No
okay, I don't
offense.
like the guy.
No
He's a
offense, he's a little rude.
He's very rude. Like the badge gives him power trip.
Yeah.
So he had these civic engineers. I mean, he had tunnels all over the city. You could go from the green mill and you could end up in the the middle of Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field.
You could end up in the outfield. You could take little tunnels under the city everywhere.
Guys, one time I went down one of them tunnels from the green mill. I went from the green mill and said, oh, what's this? I went down and ended up in Chinatown. Thought I was in China.
How do you know you're under the ground? How do you know?
Swear to God that
It
happened.
scared the hell out of her. I had to come pick her up.
I was like, where am I? What's going on? Then he picked me up in his boat.
Then it was okay. It
Yeah.
was okay.
So then what happened was he's got all these people that, these says, oh,
He's got the tunnel system.
can you distribute, can you go through the tunnels, go all the way to the distribution,
Build them out.
build them out
to
to
the
the
pumping
lake,
stations.
those pumping stations, get the booze out, go through the tunnel like little rats.
Drop them on the boats. Drop them on the boats. It was almost like that scene in The Great Escape. You know, where they tunnel along, they pop up, and then it's like, look, I just put it on the boat.
You seen that movie, right? That's the scene in it.
Yeah, they're out. They're out.
Yes, so that's
So they use them secret. There was a civic engineering
what is
project, but it was all back like a phone.
Yeah, it's all back. And
What
also,
else?
one last question, just one more.
What else? What do you got? Come on.
Oh,
You're all itching, I can tell.
I'm over here.
That big spiel that I heard about.
What's
Big
that?
Big spiel.
Big steel?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Well, it's now.
That's not a bad question.
Not too bad. A little old school question
A
there.
little old school. Someone's trying to trick us. Someone's trying to school us.
Yeah. Well, that was, it was like this little private airfield, right in the heart of downtown, right on the lake. I mean, now, the bean sits where you used to, like, land
Yeah.
planes and stuff.
There'd be people be coming in, people be coming out, and see what happened was O'Hare and Midway were like, where are these planes coming from? And they're not coming into us, right? And because they were coming into mixed field, right?
Dropping right off the
They're
radar.
dropping right off the radar. So all these secret little planes were coming in, and people didn't know what was up. So, Daly, the senior, the senior Daly, rest
The big
in
man.
peace. The big man. He's not dead. Is he dead?
No, they just got his head in the
They
jar.
just got his head in the jar. So he was the one that said, oh, I want to get rid of it. And people were like, it's a historical landmark. And then the airports were like, no, you got to get rid of it. And so then he did it in the night and was like, whoops a daisy.
Yeah, just
I,
sort of
just didn't tell anybody about it.
I
didn't know.
I just, the bulldozer out there.
I
Just
couldn't
guys
tell
did the
what
job.
to
Guys did the
do.
job.
Yeah, doing his job. But what really happened, and see, I know about this because, you know my neighbor Karen?
Yeah. Nice lady. Makes a hell of a stick.
Yeah, hello. So her cousin's organ donor, or kidney donor,
Oh, yeah.
told me this story because he was there when it happened. He was there, he was a pilot.
Yeah, well, and his cousin-in-law was one of the bulldozer guys out there.
One of those, so it was a family feud is what happened here.
Yeah, it really was. It was like, Montagues and Juliets.
Yeah, except it was the Slattery family. The Slattery family. So what happened was that he, the pilot was like, this is my job, you can't do that. And the bulldozer guy said, well, I got it because I have orders from a higher power.
Daily, right?
Guess who it was?
Al Capone.
Al Capone gave him the order.
From the grave.
From the grave. Because see, what happened was he's got a sister who's a paranormal psychic or something like that. So she talked to him. She talked to him over there, and then boom.
And she was like, he hates mixed
He
field.
hates mixed
tear it down,
fields. Get
tear it
him.
down,
He
makes
hates
him
the
angry.
dailies.
Yeah.
Boom. It's all gone. In the middle of the night. That's what happened. Richard Daly to this day doesn't know what happened. Doesn't know why.
He's just like,
He was very genuine when he said, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. There wasn't just some scummy politician.
So,